going to hold white reflectors in a V. Now, while it looks a little bit awkward for her to do it or him, you can also take a piece of white foam core, fold it in half, and then it's a V without any effort. Or you can use what I said, the last light triflector I use, and I'm going to bring them together in the center. Is that doable?
I think so.
Okay, good. I usually just bend white foam core. So what it'll do is it's going to capture all the light and give you just like a really white, soft look to the image. So what it does is the light hits her face, bounces down into these fill cards, and pops back up. Now the thing that you want to know, I'll take it so you don't have to bounce around. It'll be really soft and smooth. What this is good for is if you're doing like a beauty portrait or a woman with a lot of wrinkles and you want to soften it out, because this fills in those wrinkles everywhere from below. And you can still shape her face with a higher light if you want to give her a little bit of cheekbone, you want to shape, but this is just going to soften them up. The other thing to keep in mind is this will just fill from below if it's held like this. If you put it on either side of the face, it just fills from the side, or if you do real close like this, this is what will fill out the shadows the most. This is what is going to fill in the most. So where you place these reflectors, this will just catch light on either side. This will just fill in from below, so I do like a V right there, and that's why I use like the foam core folded in half. So I'm going to do one more. Can I borrow you for a sec? And I'll have you guys hold it really, really close. We're going to like super, super like that. Okay, so you're going to see I can get rid of shadows almost completely and pop up your end a little bit more, John. Yeah, good. Here we go. Perfect, thank you guys. So this is going to be very, very high key on the skin, meaning and very flat, very glowy, minimal shadows. So it's this kind of a angelic look to her. Building on this later on, when you get to that point, you could put this on a white background, and it has that really glowing look to it. So I call this beauty box, so that you remember, box her in. Box her in with reflectors. Okay. Now we're going to pop over to number 4, and this will be an octabox in Rembrandt position. So remember, Rembrandt is when you have a triangle of light underneath the eye, and you can do this in broad light or short light position, which just means how dramatic is it? Is the shadow coming towards the camera or going away, or is it going sideways? Just depends on what you want. So I'm going to do Rembrandt in the front. And can I put it back to not boom? Is that okay? I'm going to do it for people that don't have a boom arm, because I know many people don't, and you don't need to have it. Okay, perfect. And then I know he's fixing it, but again, like I definitely see people who put soft boxes right next to the person. It's like 9 to 16 inches above their head is usually where you want to be. That would be perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so, and I'll have you put that down for a second. So what I look for, and it's kind of mixed light in here, so you can't quite see, but I'm looking for when, and I'll bring it forward, I keep going, I'm looking for a little triangle of light, keep going, like a triangle of light right there underneath her eye, so something like that. And do you mind if I lower it a little bit? Yeah. Just a little. Ready? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Or a little bit more. Okay, cool. Thank you. So something like that. And what I'm looking for is I take a look on the shadow of the nose, and I see a little bit of shadow, and I'm waiting for that shadow of the nose to meet the cheek right there. Like that's when it does it. That's what I'm looking for to give me that perfect Rembrandt. Pet peeve of mine, it's not huge, so don't worry, but a small pet peeve is when somebody goes to do Rembrandt light, but they miss a little sliver of light on the side of the face. It'll be a triangle, and the shadow doesn't quite close, so there's like a little bit of highlight here, and the only reason that it bothers me is it draws attention to like this. You know what I mean? It like draws attention to perhaps the person has a little bit of extra skin there. So I try to either close it all the way or have it purposefully loop instead. And that's just an aesthetic thing. So let's see if I fix it. Oh, hit it one more time. Okay. Okay, let's try it at 6.3. Okay. Okay. Looks good, so it's going to pop up and you'll see that. And see, I'm almost doing it here. Like any more than this would bother me. Can you see what I'm talking about? Like if there's a little bit of highlight there, I don't think it's super flattering. But other than that, this is nice Rembrandt light. If I bring it even further over, I can make it be a smaller triangle. As long as there's a triangle underneath her eye, that counts as Rembrandt. But I can also keep in mind that I could turn her